Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So actually today I'm doing a video that's a bit more serious and kind of close to my heart. I'm going to tell you all about what it's been like for me over the past year and a bit being sick all the time. So you probably haven't heard much about it, and that's mostly because I'm not very confident talking about it often, and I find right now talking to the camera is much better. But like a few months ago, if you'd asked me how I'd been, I probably would have burst into tears in front of you. So today I'll just be telling you a bit about my story and what's been happening since last year. So basically the backstory is last year at around May-ish, I started to get a really bad cold, and it lasted a couple of weeks, and I just kept going to school. I thought, oh, whatever, it'll pass. And then by the third week, I remember on the Monday I went to school and I just felt suddenly so sick. It definitely wasn't a cold anymore, and all I could do was lie on my table. I was dreadful. And so I lasted the whole day at school, but I literally did nothing. I was so sick. And then when I came home, the next week from that night, I went straight to bed, and I couldn't get out of bed for the next week. I was just really sick. So Mum and I went to see the doctor, and I got a bunch of blood tests done, and nothing really came back. But the doctor suspected that I had glandular fever, because apparently, this is what the doctor said, but you can only detect it through a blood test in the early stages. So by the third week, it was actually too late to see if it was glandular fever or not, but she thought it was, judging by the symptoms. So after that first week, I could get out of bed. I wasn't stuck in bed anymore, but I literally was stuck on the couch. And I spent every day at home from school. I just lie on the couch and just watch TV all day. I couldn't even read. I was too sick to focus on a book or even look at my phone or anything. So all I did was watch TV, and it was pretty dreadful. It was the middle of winter, and I was just stuck at home, and every day I would seriously get up and I'd stay in my pajamas all day, and then it took me forever at night time. I'd have to spend an hour trying to get off the couch just to go and have a shower. And I have to say that was the hardest, because I was just so sick. I actually had to have my showers sitting on the floor because I was too sick to stand, and then I'd just get changed into a new pair of pajamas, and literally every day was the same. I just get up, lie on the couch all day, have a shower, get into another pair of pajamas, and go to bed again. And it's pretty terrible. It was probably like that for at least 3 weeks. So in total, I missed at least 4 solid weeks of school, and I didn't go in any day. I was just too sick. And then there was the school holidays, and I feel during the school holidays, I actually started to become really well. And in this time, in the last week of school term or something, when I was still sick on the couch, I actually did go to see the doctor again, of course, and a naturopath to see if they could do anything, because lots of people said when they had glandular fever, the naturopath actually helped a lot. And so I got a bunch of powders and tablets and stuff to take every day. And then so the first or second week of the school holidays, I was actually making a really good recovery. And by the first week of term 3 last year, I was back at school again. I was doing full days, nothing was wrong. I was back at dancing, fully healthy again. I was still taking the stuff that the naturopath had given me. And then I'd say about the 4th week or something, 4th or 5th week of term 3, I had my ballet exam, and that went fine. But literally the day after my ballet exam, I was suddenly really sick again. And it sort of came out of the blue. I feel my recovery wasn't really slow. I feel I just woke up one day and felt fine. And then the same thing happened the day after my ballet exam. I just woke up and felt really, really sick again. But it was a kind of different sick. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it that well, but when I had glandular fever, right, I just had like really intense headaches. And it was sort of more like flu symptoms, like not as bad as the flu, because I've had that before as well, but it was more like flu symptoms, and I just couldn't get off the couch. But when this, whatever it is, came back in term 3, it was kind of different. It was like headaches just all the time. So sometimes they'd be more intense than others, and sometimes they wouldn't. And I was just really, really, really exhausted all the time. And so I had probably like 2 weeks off school because I didn't know what was wrong. I was sick again. I was feeling dreadful. But it was, yeah, a different kind of sick. So I got a bunch of blood tests done again, and of course nothing was wrong, apparently, in the blood tests. I saw the naturopath again, and I wasn't going to school that much. And then eventually I started going to school, but just doing like half days or even like a third of the school day. And my dad actually had to quit work just so he could drive me to and from school because I was so sick. There's no way I could catch the train and walk to school. I was missing a lot of dancing, of course, which kind of isn't good either, because I feel like sometimes just going to dancing helps, because like there's nothing worse for me personally than sitting at home on the couch sick and knowing that like all my dance friends are in the middle of a dance class that I should be there. And it kind of killed me inside, and it was really bad for my mental health, I think. But then I started working with this specialist from Zebras Australia, and she was really, really good. She started setting up things for me to do, taught me how to pace myself, what to eat, how to get more sleep, because I was also struggling with sleep. Like I'd go to bed at like 10 and I wouldn't fall asleep for a couple of hours, and then I'd wake up at like 11 a.m. And I usually go to bed pretty early and wake up pretty early, so it was like completely different for me, and I couldn't seem to change my sleep either. But when I started working with Flo, my specialist, it actually started helping, and I started getting my sleep back, which I think was really good. So I basically just like struggled through the rest of year 11 and just made sure to do all my SACs. And then the holidays came, and so I was still pretty sick. But I think the holidays did me a world of good, because I did not focus on school at all. I purely focused on my health. So I spent heaps of time in the sun. I spent lots of time with my friends and family, just relaxing, hanging out with my siblings. I did some dancing, but I actually was really careful. Like I booked in for special intensives, of course, because I'd booked like a year in advance and I was super excited. But with them, instead of doing the actual like, 9 till 5 every day or whatever, I just did like an hour a day. So I could still get a bit of the intensive experience, and I think it was really good for me to get back to dancing a bit. But obviously I wasn't doing the full thing and pushing myself too hard. So then when I came back early this year to start year 12, I was still sick, but definitely way, way better than how I'd finished year 11. But it was kind of a disappointment, because I felt like last year I kind of just thought, when I start year 12, I'll be well again, it'll be normal, life will be back to normal. But like part of me just has to kind of accept that life won't be the same ever again. Or well, it might. Anyway, so I feel like the first term of this year actually went pretty well. My school was pretty good with making arrangements for me. So I was doing some full days, some half days, but mostly getting in every day each week, which was a pretty good achievement for me. But of course I did have some teachers. I had one teacher that was quite rude to me actually. But I've kind of just got to accept that some people don't understand, because I feel like I'm stuck in the in-between sometimes. Like, I'm not healthy, but I haven't actually been diagnosed. Like, all of my blood tests, I've seriously had like 7 blood tests in the last year, and they all say I'm healthy, but I'm obviously not. So I think it's hard because the teachers just have to take my word for it that I'm feeling sick, or that I'm too exhausted, or that I've got a really bad headache. They can't obviously actually see that I'm sick. So I kind of understand how that must be hard, but yeah, I feel like it's good because in the future, if I ever meet someone who's sick like me, I can understand them so well, because I know exactly what it's like to have people who don't understand you. But anyway, then term 2 came, and I started off term 2 with a really bad cold, which meant I didn't go to school for a whole week, because it was just like, it knocked me down. You know, like a normal person just gets over a cold, but I feel like I had the cold, and then all my symptoms heightened, and so I was sick for ages. And then I feel like I never fully recovered back after that. Like, my immune system had really crashed. So I sort of struggled through term 2, managed to finish it. And now it's term 3 of year 12, and I've actually been really, really sick this week. In the holidays, I thought I would, you know, term 2 I was pretty bad, and I thought, oh, the holidays are coming up, you know, I'll be able to rest and get better in them. But I was actually really, really sick in the holidays. And I had to miss dance classes and a friend's birthday party, which was really, really hard, knowing that I missed one of my best friend's 18th birthday parties. But anyway, and I spent like that whole night just lying on the couch, too sick to move. Yeah, so it's really, really hard. But I feel like I'm still really sick again. I feel like I've taken a good couple of steps back. Earlier this year, I was much less sick than I am now. So it's kind of hard knowing that. Yeah, but I'm seeing a lot of specialists. So I'm seeing my specialist Flo, who works with me on all the, like, the stuff I can do, like sleep and pacing myself, and that kind of stuff. I'm seeing my doctor still. I had a dozen more blood tests, and they're all fine. But, you know, we keep working on stuff. I've got to book in to see a rheumatologist soon as well. I'm seeing the naturopath still, and I'm having lots of powders and vitamins and stuff. I'm seeing this special dietitian I'm on like this new diet thing where I can only eat all natural foods, so no processed foods at all, and no grains. So that means like my whole diet is just dairy, fruit, vegetables, meat and fish, basically. And it's been hard, but I feel like I'm already feeling some of the benefits of it. And also getting acupuncture done, because I heard someone who is sick similar to me recommended it to me. So I'm just seeing if that does anything. Yeah, and so I'm just taking it one day at a time. I feel like the hard thing is that I don't even know what I have. You know, I've had 100 tests. Like, last year I did have glandular fever. The doctor really thought it was that. But this year, no one knows what it is. Like, people have said it might be post-viral fatigue syndrome. It might be chronic fatigue syndrome. It could be something to do with my immune system. But no one knows. And so it's kind of just hard, like being in that in-between again, not being diagnosed, but not being healthy. So, like, what am I? But anyway, all I have to do is finish year 12. I feel like I'm finding it really hard and stressful. Obviously, because year 12 is stressful without being sick. Being sick makes it harder. And I feel like sometimes if I go to school, because it took so much effort for me to like wake up early, get ready, travel to school, then when I'm at school, I'll feel really, really sick, and I won't be able to focus in class, and I won't concentrate, and I'll just feel horrible. And then I come home, and then when I come home, obviously I'm too sick to even try to study or do homework. or like at the same time, sometimes on those days, if I do stay home, I get a sleep in and then I actually get some solid schoolwork done and I feel better for it the next day. So it's sometimes hard to know, like, do I go to school and feel really, really bad, or do I just stay home and actually get work done and not feel as bad as I could if I went to school? Yeah, I just realized I forgot to tell you like what my symptoms as such are, but basically I get a bunch of things. Some of them have like cleared up at the moment or gotten worse. My two big ones are feeling fatigued, so like feeling exhausted all the time. Sometimes I actually like, my parents will have to do everything for me, you know, like they'll have to bring me over for my dinner on the couch and they have to get it off for me. They have to heat up heat packs. They have to help me walk places just because I'm so exhausted. I remember once I was having a really bad day and I was so exhausted. I was trying to get changed into my pajamas at night and I actually fell asleep on the floor because I couldn't get the energy to get up and put my pajamas on. And the other big thing is headaches. So I always have a headache permanently. It just depends whether it's really bad that day or not. Some days I'll get really bad headaches where I can't even think or do anything. And then other days it's like a dull throb. Usually it feels like a burning sensation across my forehead. And then my other symptoms are loss of concentration. So at school I really struggle with this. I just can't concentrate for long periods like I used to. And I know sometimes my friends will have to like show me what page we're up to in the booklet or something like that to help me stay focused a bit more because my concentration is out the door at the moment. Another thing is for a while I was feeling full all the time and really bloated and it wouldn't go no matter what, and I was kind of just like forcing myself to eat even though I never felt hungry, just because like I knew I should eat because it's good for me. But now because I've been on that new diet I was talking about, I feel like that's lessened a lot. Like I'm actually feeling hungry, which is really nice feeling after feeling permanently full and bloated for the last few months. Oh yeah, I also get like leg pain. So on the top of my quads and my hamstrings, I just like, they feel really sore and I can stretch them, I can roll them out, but nothing helps. It's not like when it's not like a sore feeling like you've worked them hard at the gym or at dancing or whatever. Like they just permanently feel achy. And if I put a heat pack on them, it gives them like some temporary relief. But of course, as soon as I take the heat pack off, they're back to feeling sore again. I think those are all, like those are my main symptoms. And they can completely vary from day to day. That's like the hard thing. I never know how sick I'm going to be until I wake up and wait a bit and then I'll find out. You know, I can feel fine one day and awful the next, or vice versa, or I can feel really bad for just a week straight, or really okay for a week straight. So it completely varies. So if you've stayed watching this video till the end, thank you so much. It means a lot because I feel like it took a lot of courage for me to just sit here and actually like post this and tell everyone my story of how I've been sick for the last year and a half. And if you've had anything happen to you like me, or with an injury or anything, please comment in the comment section because I'd love to talk to you and find some people who are like me, because yeah, I feel like pretty lonely sometimes, you know. It would be nice to hear your stories too. So thank you again. Thank you so much for watching this. It really means a lot to me. And I'm really happy that I've finally been brave enough to do a video on this and explain it to you all, because I feel like on Instagram and YouTube and stuff I've just pretended like life's normal, and in a way that was to keep like a sense of normalcy for me, because I feel like my life's been turned upside down. So just having like a normal life on Instagram and that has been kind of nice, because it's something that I can keep normal in my crazy life. But anyway, I feel like this video I've needed to film it for a while. But in terms of the future, I would love to do full-time dance next year. That's always been my dream. I'm auditioning for stuff, but if it doesn't work out, I can wait another year. It's okay. I've got lots of time. I'd love to get into a modeling agency, into a talent agency, and give that a go. And I'd love to do something to do with design as well. So I'll kind of just see whatever comes my way and take the opportunities I get, and yeah, see what's in store for the future. So thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.